Hello everyone, this is Martin with My IELTS Tutor. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about the question types for IELTS listening. I'm not going to go too much in depth with them. I just want to basically show them to you and make them familiar to you. This lesson is just basically to get you familiar with the various question types that IELTS listening has. So let's begin. Now, there are 10 different types of questions. We have multiple choice, matching questions, plan, map, diagram, and labeling, form completion, sentence completion, summary completion, table completion, flowchart completion, and short answer questions. Now, the form completions, the form, note, sentence, summary, and table and flowchart completions, those involve you having to write in your answers. So let's continue. Now, the first one we want to talk about is multiple choice. And we have two types. We have single option multiple choice, where you have to pick the correct answer out of three options, or you may have more than one option, where you may have to pick 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 options out for the question, and each option will represent one question each. So the question might be questions 21 through 24, and it will say pick 4 options. So each answer is one question actually. So, and as you can see, this is what they look like. Now, the next set of questions are matching questions. Matching questions test your ability to match different facts to different criteria. So the questions will be the criteria, and the options will be the details that you need to match with. So, for instance, you could be asked which type of cuisine is served at which restaurant, or you could also be asked who stated what. So, whose opinion? So you can get that for like section 3. So you may have a list of options where there are statements made by different people, and you have to match those statements to the person. So that's matching. Next we have plan, map, and diagram labeling. These are all pretty much very similar, where you have to pick the letter that goes in the specific part. So let's say you have to, you're listening for letter G. So you have to pick either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as letter G. Okay, now, and the same thing goes with diagrams. A diagram could be something of a diagram of a telescope or microscope, for instance. A plan could be, say, like a plan, the layout of a house, for example. Okay, so that's plan, map, and diagram labeling. Next we have form completions. Form completions look like a form. They're usually in a text box like this. They have some type of title to them, and it's pretty straightforward. And form completion is they're looking for specific information, particularly names, phone numbers, addresses, and things of that nature. So that's what you're looking at with form completion. Now, note completion. Here you're taking quick notes. These are kind of like quick academic notes for things. Although you can find them in, say, section 1 or section 2. But definitely in section 4, maybe section 3, you'll find these. But they'll follow the pattern, the sequence of the talk, and then you just have to write in a word, usually one word, although it could be 2 or more. So this is what note completion looks like. Next is sentence completion. Sentence completion is very similar to note completion. However, usually you're writing more than one word. You may have to write one word, 2 words, 3 words, 1 word or a number, 2 words and a number, or just a number, depending on what the question requires. Next is summary completion, and this is what it looks like. So you basically have a summary paragraph for that section of the audio where the answers are coming from, and you just need to fill in the blanks. They're very similar to note and sentence completion questions as well. Next we have table completion. Table completion is kind of like matching in one sense, but matching you have to kind of jumble the answers and find where they go. Here you have to write in the answers. The categories are given to you, and so you just have to fill in the blanks. Then we have flowchart completion, and this is what flowchart completion looks like. Flowchart completion basically follows a process. So if they're talking about some type of process such as a natural process, say like the rain cycle, you could get a question, you could get a flowchart question. So, and again, what you need to do is write down the appropriate word that goes in the blank. Short answer questions. These are questions that you need to write either 1 word or at most 3 words or a number to answer the question. So, what did the mayor wish to demonstrate to his citizens of the city? So it could be good, maybe it's goodwill. So you might write goodwill as for example. So you would need to write down the answer. Okay, now to review, there's a total number of 40 questions for IELTS listening. There's 10 questions per section. You will get different question types for each section. You might get 2 different question types, or you may get 1 question type. It depends on the particular test. There's no set pattern in this regard. However, you will get certain question types will appear more frequently in certain sections than in others. For example, form completion will appear in section 1 more than you would say in section 3. Okay, so now that's it for today's lesson. I want to thank you for joining me.